Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is another edition of the 146 podcast with your host, Brooks Banner, Codebreaker 146, and...
Hello, everyone. It is your favorite guest and the person that will never be topped on one of these podcasts, the pig from the Anything Goes show.
Oh, all right. You see, a lot of stuff has happened in the past, 10 days since we haven't done one of these. I, suffered from a stomach virus. We hit a 60-day snap streak.
62 it's at right now.
62. Your car blew up.
Yes, my car did blow up.
His car blew up. Let's see if there's anything else that happened. I lost 7 subscribers. I'm now at 985, which is shocking.
Oh, wow.
I know. I don't know what's happening. Maybe I should buy some subscribers. Shots fired. You won't get it, but we will. Okay. All right. Well, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about here, but we just kind of want to have a nice little intro. It's the 146 podcast. We talk about wrestling and other stuff that really interests us, and it's basically our FaceTime calls put on YouTube. Anyway, let's talk about WrestleMania 34. It's coming to New Orleans, Louisiana. What are your thoughts?
Oh God, New Orleans, back in the New Orleans. I can't wait. I really hope I get to go to it this year or next year. I really, really hope it be great experience again. I love New Orleans the first time. Can't wait to do it again. Hopefully. Question: what do you see as the main event of WrestleMania 34 at this point in time?
Main event of WrestleMania 34. I think it's going to be Undertaker and John Cena. We say that almost every year, but I think it's going to be Undertaker and John Cena.
I think it's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the Universal title.
Really? That is very, very intriguing and interesting. I see Nakamura as a SmackDown guy, so I don't know if he'll necessarily be...
Why does everybody seem like a SmackDown guy? I don't know. Maybe. I hope so.
I see Joe as a Raw guy, so if they were exchanging talents...
Joe's SmackDown all the way, but whatever.
Okay.
You do you.
Alright, yeah, but 34 is in New Orleans. I'm really excited. I love the city of New Orleans, and 30 was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had as a wrestling fan. And if the, hashtag Team Swag reunites down in New Orleans, then that would be very, very, very interesting.
It'll be lit.
It would indeed, but we can't disclose any information right now. So.
Absolutely not.
Moving on. All right, next topic is going to be Kurt freaking Angle.
Yes.
This man is going into the Hall of Fame. He's headlining it, apparently, which is kind of interesting. Some people were thinking Goldberg was going in, and they thought also that The Rock might go in because Florida and whatnot. But no, it is supposed to be Kurt Angle, and it's kind of a surprise. Kind of came out of nowhere, really.
They both might. You never know.
They might put Goldberg in there. I wouldn't be surprised.
Rock, too?
The Rock would not be shocking. I don't think it would be. That would be crazy. But yeah,
that would be a hella good class.
That would be one of the best classes ever. All you gotta do is work your way down. I heard Christian's supposed to be in the Hall of Fame. Beth Phoenix, and I haven't heard too much about the rest. But those are the names I've heard that has been thrown out at the moment. But yeah, let's talk about Kurt Angle kind of in retrospect. What you thought about him as his career and what it's like for him to go in the Hall of Fame.
Listen, Kurt Angle, I think he's got one of the best entrance musics of all time. Second of all, I'd like to mention this, because it's close to home with you, Brooks. I read online today that Kurt Angle has been pulled off the event that he was supposed to work on the Royal Rumble weekend. So, that might mean that you might see the Olympic gold medalist in the Royal Rumble match. That would be amazing.
I would probably shit.
Would you cry?
I would probably do both, honestly. Just cry joyful tears and then eventually watch him get eliminated. But I don't know. It would be really, really interesting. Just Kurt Angle overall was one of the best wrestlers that they've ever had.
Exactly.
Just the stuff that he does. Not just wrestling in ring, but what he brought to the table from an entertainment side as well. He was a huge player during 2001 for WWE, and moving on to 2002. He main evented some WrestleMania. He main event WrestleMania. He had a great match with Shawn Michaels. The guy's got a huge track record. He left in 2006 and he went to TNA. But there's no discounting what this guy is all about. And just like you said, the best theme song, especially out of nowhere in a Royal Rumble and in an Alamo Dome, if the crowd is really... Yeah, I know. It would be him locking somebody in the ankle lock, hitting some suplexes, and then maybe doing the angle slam and taking down the straps would be absolutely, really, really crazy and would give me chills just kind of thinking about it. So that would be amazing, and thank you for that nugget of knowledge and information there, Pete.
Yes. Now, don't get your hopes up, but that's what I just read. Now, I have marked here on my little list, if you know what I mean. I have the 3 top matches I would want to see Kurt Angle wrestle at any point in his next stint. Now, usually Hall of Famers don't really wrestle, but I'm hoping Angle will, because he's still got, I think, a lot left in him. Number 1, no particular order. I want to see Angle versus Styles. Angle has publicly said he wants to face AJ Styles again, and I think that would be a great match. Obviously, they've had matches in TNA that were great, so I would not mind seeing that match again. Angle and Cena, both of these guys have grown up so much since they last met from 2002, and I would love to see that match again, especially headlining a SummerSlam or something.
Yeah.
I think it's just absolutely incredible. So 2 matches that Angle has competed in, but the last one, I do not believe he's ever competed in this match. Kurt Angle versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Wow, that's an interesting choice.
That match would be, I think, incredible. I think just the styles of the 2 men would mesh so well together, and I would love to see that match any day of the week.
Off the dome, 3 matches I would like to see him. I think, I don't know why this match appeals to me. Just I think it would be really good from a story perspective. Kurt and Rusev on a Mania.
Okay, yeah.
Because Rusev can actually go in the ring, and he's funny as hell on the microphone, and having Kurt Angle kind of interact with him, which would be really, really interesting. I like the AJ Styles proposition, so I'd probably throw that one in there as well. And I really like the John Cena one, but I'm not necessarily going to go with that one. If I had to match him up against somebody on the roster, just kind of thinking about it really, really quickly. God, that's damn. Ugh. Jason Jordan. Well, I'm actually gonna say, because these guys match an intensity level in TNA that I don't think they've ever reached again. Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
On the main level, those guys had a great feud in TNA, and I don't know how well it would be because Joe is killer, he's great, but Angle is he's not the same Kurt Angle he once was, but he can still go in the ring. So I don't know how well it would be in ring, but I think as a submission match, it would be great, and I think it would be perfect for a heel Samoa Joe to go up against. Another person I was going to say is Tommaso Ciampa, but that's not going to happen.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I know. That's just kind of a off-key answer. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to the next topic, which is about the Cruiserweights. All right, so new slide, new little transition you saw there. And we're just going to talk about the Cruiserweight division, kind of what's wrong with it, how we would fix it, or what kind of steps WWE should take in order to fix it, and why it's not successful, etc., etc. What do you got, Pick?
Well, everybody's done a video on this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give some quick thoughts. You probably already heard this, but I think 205 Live, it's not terrible, I heard. I mean, it helps a little bit, but it's still not good. Just these Cruiserweights, they brought in a lot of Cruiserweights, but the only problem I think they have is they brought in a lot of Cruiserweights that have no character, never had experience with having a character. Okay. So now you just got a bunch of really, really damn good wrestlers, but no storylines. So it's kind of hard with that. Neville has really, really amped up this Cruiserweight division. Thank God he's a heel. He's been doing great in it, and he really needs to get that belt. Jack Gallagher, also a guy with character, but other than that, really not a lot of these Cruiserweights have character or are interesting from week to week. So I think that's an issue, and they also always get buried on Raw. There's really no space for them right now in the WWE, and that's sad to say because everyone was really excited about it.
Yeah, I know. Everybody thought because of the Cruiserweight division, this was going to be a savior to Raw. It was going to be, the gift that we needed to help us get through 3 hours. And everybody's worst fear came to light when it really just became filler, and that's sad. And also, the fact that they are so exclusive and they can't wrestle without purple ropes is awful. The fact that we can't see Cedric Alexander versus a Seth Rollins or something like that. Or some sort of exhibition between the Brian Kendrick and some other mid-card guy. Just to mix up, because we see we've gotten Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns in the same type of matches over and over again for 4 months. So the fact that we can't mix up with them or anybody for that matter on the Cruiserweight division is sad. And they don't necessarily have to win, but just to put them over in a different way, like you
Rey
said.
Mysterio, his first feud in the WWE was against, I believe, Kurt Angle.
Yep.
Or Chavo Guerrero, I believe. But then, like, his first big feud was Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
So he wasn't just a Cruiserweight wrestler, and that's what people are just not seeing. Like, he also had that tag team with Edge in 2002. Then he went to the Cruiserweight division. Like, he's not just they aren't just Cruiserweight wrestlers. They can handle it, but I think really that they need to. I think it would actually benefit more if they were in like an NXT setting, if they were down where they had the original Cruiserweight Classic and just had a weekly show from there, because it's just not working in bigger arenas, I don't think, yet.
I think they honestly could have just made the Cruiserweights an NXT type of thing.
Exactly.
Like, because they don't have a mid-card champ, and a lot of the NXT guys are, lightweight guys that are under 200 pounds anyway. Not all of them, but, for sure. But
also, I think that the NXT arena feel would have been just so much better for them. And I think the Cruiserweight Classic set the bar so high that people expected so much, and they haven't had one match that's similar to the Cruiserweight Classic.
And that's not necessarily their fault, because they've been slowed down completely, and they haven't been able to go balls to the wall. When they do, it's really sloppy, and the fans don't give a damn. Like, TJ Perkins is not a bad wrestler, but he just has no character, and he's not interesting. He's not interesting at all in Raw. And, like, Rich Swann is a great wrestler. He's a great in-ring performer. He has lots of damn charisma, but he just does not connect with the audience, which is sad. Jack Gallagher's got a good character. He's somewhat connecting with the audience, but that's all you got. Like Noam Dar, Cedric Alexander, Lindsay Dorado, Drew Gulak, who's a great wrestler, by the way, especially, and the stuff that he's done before. And then Tony Nese, Evolve, all that kind of stuff. We got good workers and good wrestlers, like you said, but they're kind of giving them characters, and it's not matching up well with their personalities and who they are. And, like, it's just not blending well with their style of wrestling either.
Exactly. You're right. You're completely right.
And it's really, really sad. I think 205 Live needs to go as well. I just think it's pointless also.
Well, do you think the Cruiserweight division should just go? I mean, at this point, it's a failed experiment, in my opinion. I think they really just, if they want to have it succeed, have it in kind of where the NXT Full Sail University. It'd be perfect there. You can have Triple H really run it, or have some kind of NXT guy down there run it. You could also do a bunch of promo classes down there and have all the access to that stuff. Because right now, they're not working. They're making Raw somewhat even worse than it already is. So
they really are, actually, and it's just segments that are unbearable to watch, and it's really, really bad too. And it's sad as well, because nobody cares about Arya Daivari and Jack Gallagher's feud, because that's not what they want to see, and it's just stuff that nobody really asked for, and they're trying to give them a story purpose, and it's not really about that, and it's not always about the wrestling neither. But it's just they're not given anything, and it's really unfortunate. And and we've kind of covered everything that a lot of people have already said. So let's just go ahead and move on before we get on with this for like 20 minutes. And the next one is going to be a very, very interesting topic. That's going to be non-wrestling. Hint, hint, wink, wink. The top 10 non-WWE wrestlers that are walking the planet Earth at the moment.
Wait, there's a place besides WWE?
Shocking, right? Can you actually be successful when you're not in a WWE ring?
Oh, I do not know. Why don't we ask Kenny Omega?
Oh, definitely.
Why don't we ask Marty Scurll? Why don't we ask Adam Cole? I wonder. So, this is going to be a list, a compilation of our personal favorite non-WWE wrestlers. Not the ones that would make it in the WWE, but just the ones that we like to see and we admire their work and we like to watch in the ring, and that we personally think are the best in the world. That honestly, you look at these guys, this is probably a list of the best in the world. Because there's I agree. Maybe just not like Styles,
Cesaro, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. But mostly, yeah.
Yeah, there's just a few in WWE that they have in NXT and WWE and on the main roster that they have that are very, very talented and very good, and their roster is stacked, even though they're a lot of their television sucks, but the roster is very, very good. But you look at the world outside of World Wrestling Entertainment, it's pretty deep, and there's lots of good stuff. You look at the UK, you look at even in the States, you look in Japan, there's lots of stuff out there, and you just gotta look for it. So let's talk about it. Top 10 list.
I have a Rev Pro subscription, so.
Ooh. Oh yeah. So we're gonna go. I'll give you you give me your 10. I'll give you my 10. Then we'll go.
How about we just go from 10 to 1 together? Let's do this together like a team.
Okay. So you want to go first, and I'll go second.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
My number 10 now, like he said, personal favorite to watch inside the ring. I fucking love Jushin Thunder Liger. Oh my god. That man could be 50, 60, 70. I don't give a shit. I love Liger. I love his moves. I love everything he does. I think he's entertaining as hell, and I think he's so much fun. Liger is my number 10. People, you can shut on me all you want, say he's too old. I don't give a shit. I love Liger.
I love Jushin Thunder Liger too, but he's not on my top 10 list. My number 10 is also an older guy, Broken Matt Hardy.
Really?
Yes, because Broken Matt Hardy is just, he's really different. He's interesting. He's really reinvented himself, and is he the best wrestler of all time at his age? No, he's not. But he's really reinvented himself, and I really dug that and how different he has become. I was gonna put Juice Robinson in here, but I was compared to Broken Matt and the stuff that Broken Matt has done.
You're gonna put Juice Robinson on here?
I really like the guy, C.J. Parker. I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
Alright, that's fine.
But I don't think he's the best in the world, but I just think one of my favorites. So, but yeah, I'm gonna put Broken Matt. He is my number 10 spot.
Number 9, I know is not gonna be on your top 10 list because you don't share the same love for him that I do.
Oh boy.
But Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh.
I personally think he's one of my favorites to watch just because of how he can pick apart the body. If I ever get into wrestling and ever have the opportunity to face Zack Sabre Jr., I will be so excited to actually get my ass kicked and every muscle in my body just picked apart because I love it. I love watching him wrestle. I think he's such a great wrestler. Granted, he doesn't have the best character or any character for that matter.
Yeah.
But I really just love his in-ring work, and that's what I'm basing this off of.
Yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. definitely has a intelligent form of wrestling. He brings out the art in it and even the painful sides with submissions. So yeah, I definitely see that, and I think he's really, really good, but doesn't make my top 10. My number 9 is going to be Kazuchika Okada from New Japan. Because, the guy's been in 2 5-star classics plus in Wrestle Kingdom main events. And, I haven't just watched his Wrestle Kingdom main events. And I've seen some of his work as well. And he's really, really good in ring. Do I think he would work in WWE? No. But he works perfectly for what New Japan assigns him to do. And he's a good in-ring wrestler. He really is. And that's my number 9.
I agree with that. And fun fact for you, he's my number 8. Love me some Okada. He's really entertaining in ring. He's a big move kind of guy, big move wrestler kind of guy, but he could definitely chain wrestle with the best of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think his just talent and his pure move set is just what sets him apart from a lot of other people. And I think he's one of the best. Okay,
number 8 for me is Adam Cole, baby. Now, I'm not trying to knock the guy. I like Adam Cole's work, but is he my favorite? No. I like Adam Cole, but yeah, I don't think he is going to be really high on my top 10 list of the best non-WWE wrestlers currently walking the planet. So, yeah.
I can agree with that. I firmly understand that. My number 7, are we on? Yeah, I'm on 7.
Yep.
Cody Rhodes. I love Cody Rhodes. I think he's doing great for himself in the indie promotion. He's wrestled at, I believe, last year he wrestled at almost every single
Mania, Wrestle Kingdom, Bound for Glory, Final Battle. He did wrestle at BOLA, Battle Los Angeles.
Yeah, so he wrestled at every high profile pay-per-view or iPay-per-view. So good for him. We talked about this before, and I'm going to say it. I still love Cody Rhodes. I still love all his matches. I'm very proud of what he's doing. But I think he needs to find a little bit of a different identity because he really doesn't, or just set his identity because he really doesn't match that Bullet Club personality that he had against Juice Robinson at Wrestle Kingdom 11 when he faces a guy like Ricochet at a WCPW event, where he acts like a face in the UK. So it's just hard. He's not consistent with his heel to face dynamic. He can be face in one country and heel in the other.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I feel like he needs to go away from a WWE style match. You can see that he's doing different moves, but That's all he really knew, and I think he needs to start developing a different type of style.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, just his look, I mean, it's not bad. He's still going off the name, and that's fine. The American Nightmare is cool, but like I don't think he needed to be in the Bullet Club, and we've talked about this. Like, but this is for the camera, obviously, and this is for the but he didn't necessarily need to be in Bullet Club, but he's just kind of there, and I don't know. I just think that he's great in ring, and I think he has lots of good attributes as a heel and as a babyface. But like, if you watch his matches,
he brought that heel that he had on Wrestle Kingdom 11 everywhere he went,
or Final Battle. Yeah,
exactly. Or Final Battle.
If he brought that to the table, like, and just stuck as a heel, like, that would be great. But like, it's hard to kind of understand who he is because he does work for like Ring of Honor, lots of different promotions around the world. And then when he's in WCPW and he's like high-fiving fans and drinking beers and shit like that, like, it's just kind of hard to really invest in this character. But yeah, we talked about Cody Rhodes a lot, and he's my number 7. So let's go ahead to number 6.
All right, number 6, I have. Ooh, who do I have here? Oh, Adam Cole, baby. We talked about him a little bit. You said he's not your favorite, but I think his work is just incredible. I think he on the mic. I watch ROH Wrestling every single Saturday night at 11 o'clock p.m. I watch it, and he's great. He's really entertaining on the mic. He's really entertaining in the ring, and I just appreciate his work. And I think he's coming to NXT.
Yeah, I think he is too.
We'll see.
My personal number 6 is going to be Jay Lethal.
Ooh.
I love me some Jay Lethal. The lethal injection finishing move. The guy was ROH World Champion. He was Television Champion as well. He really built a reputation for himself in Ring of Honor with his recent run that he's been having. And a lot of people might just kind of hear the names like, okay, that's the guy that impersonated Ric Flair and all that kind of stuff. And he was Black Machismo, but he's much more than that. And Jay Lethal was an incredible in-ring talent. He had a lot of... What?
He's so entertaining. He's just completely incredible, especially in the ring. He just speaks volumes in the ring. And
yeah.
He's got a weird body shape, but he uses every single inch of it to his benefit.
Yeah, I think he could definitely work.
And the reason I'm talking about him right now is because he's my number 4.
Okay.
Or no, where are we on 5?
I think we're on 6, but this is my number 6, so we'd be like on number 5 next week.
Yeah, he's my number 5, so that's what I'm talking about him.
Yeah, so Lethal for sure is great. I mean, yeah, what more can we really say about the guy? You already know.
Yeah.
And then my number 5 is going to be the well, I'm gonna save them for a little bit. I'm gonna probably go with Tetsuya Naito, my boy. I mean, a lot of guys in New Japan that like Okada and Tanahashi, and there's more obviously, but those are just some that I wanted to mention that you might be familiar with. They speak Japanese, and it's hard to really connect with them as a character because of the language barrier. You don't really know much about them, and they're just there. I mean, to the Japanese audience, they're like the John Cena, Randy Ortons. You know what I mean? That's their homegrown talent, and they speak the language obviously. But Naito, although I'm not sure if he necessarily speaks English, he probably does not, but he has a really good character. He comes to the ring in a suit and a mask. He takes it off in the ring, and he's great as an in-ring talent. He's fun to watch. He's got the eye thing, the taunt, I guess you could say, and it's really identifiable as a who he is as a person and as a character in wrestling. So I love him. I love Naito. Love him.
I'm about to expose you. I don't believe he comes out in a suit and a mask. I believe that's Takahashi.
That's not Naito's come out in a suit before.
No, he does not.
Yes, he does.
I disagree. No, he doesn't. I don't believe he does.
Okay. All right. Well,
go watch Wrestle Kingdom 11 again.
Well, I know. I'm talking about. Did you see the G1 Climax match?
I did not. But did you see all of his Rev Pro matches?
I don't watch Rev Pro because I don't have a subscription, sadly. So.
Well, there you go.
But Nick did expose me live on in the podcast. So.
Yes.
But yeah, I've seen him wear a suit. But okay, that's all right.
Hey, whatever. He's my number 4. I think Naito, he doesn't really have to speak to have a character. He's just so. Oh God, he's so determined. He looks so scary.
Just so determined, yeah.
He's a badass in ring, outside the ring. I love when he's on the undercard and only wears his shirt as a sign of disrespect. The man's just a great heel. Los Incromonables de Japón are an amazing stable that he started, and he's doing great right now in Japan. So
Good for
What
him.
more can we say about him except that he has great matches, he's a great character, and he doesn't really need to talk.
Great hair as well. Great hair.
Great hair. Great hair.
Number 4, which you put as Naito yourself. My number 4 is going to be one Ricochet. Does the man have really of a character? I mean, yeah, he was Prince Puma in Lucha Underground. Great stuff right there. But does he really? Oh my God! I didn't even put one guy that I already know that's going to be like one of the best wrestlers on the planet, but I didn't even put him on there.
Disappointment.
But it's okay. I'll even put in the description box. I might say it later. But Ricochet is great. You've heard about him with the Ospreay match, but he's much more than that. And like he's got this look about him, and the dude's in freakishly really good shape, and he can just do lots of really athletic things that a lot of people can't do in ring, and he's really fun to watch. And as a wrestler, great stuff. Love Ricochet.
All right, Ricochet is my number 3. We're probably not the same bottom 2, I believe.
Yeah,
Ricochet is a killer. Oh my God, he can wrestle, he can fly, he can do anything. He's powerful. He looks great. I think if he was ever to go to WWE, which I think he will eventually, slap a mouthpiece on him. He might not need one, but I would just do it because why not? And I could see him definitely being a prized possession of the manager and stuff.
Don't put him in the Cruiserweight division.
Absolutely not. He needs to be in the main event. He reminds me of, what was I going to say? What's the word for it? I don't know, but he reminds me of The Rock. He matches their charisma in the ring, like his smile, his look. He just...
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. And then my number 3 is, this was kind of tied, but like, I was gonna say La Pentagon Jr. I think he's absolutely amazing. But I also put the Young Bucks here, but as like kind of an honorable mention with the tag teams. But La Pentagon Jr., I've seen some of the matches that he has been in, and I just fell in love with the guy immediately. He's great. I love him.
Did you like his match with Vampiro?
Vampiro, I haven't even taken a look at that, man. I really haven't. I don't even want to lie to you.
It was very hardcore. I can tell you that.
I have to check it out now that you told me. But yeah, I've seen some of the stuff he's done in PWG, and but yeah, he's fun to watch. Definitely take a look at some of his matches. Yeah, who's your number?
I think we're gonna have the same number 2 and number 1 in the same order. Marty Scurll, the villain. Oh my boy, maybe I'm wrong.
Marty Scurll, the villain. Great stuff. Great.
Oh, he's the man.
And we talked about this. That's my number 2 as well. I mean, Jesus Christ, the guy he not only is he great in ring and great
he looks the part.
He looks the part. He like a lot of wrestlers. Like one thing about a lot of wrestlers that gets overlooked is their look. You know, or not necessarily overlooked, but one thing that's underlooked, I guess you could say.
And I'm not talking about like his size or anything. I'm talking about the way he carries himself, the way he comes down to the ring,
presents
the umbrella,
himself,
the glasses, the fur coat, his haircut, everything about him. He just looks like a villain.
He has the fur coat, the glasses, like you said, the way he like presents himself, and that's a lot of the things like. That's why Ric Flair is viewed as one of the greatest of all time, not just because he put on some good matches, but like, you know, the 16-time world champion, you know, Space Mountain, Kiss, Steal, and Wheel and Deal, and he had the suits, and he had
the hair that he had, the bleach blonde hair.
Yeah, and at that time, that was pretty outrageous and stuff like that, for like what he was kind of, as a character and stuff like that.
Just everything about Flair was incredible, and Marty, not saying he is Flair, but he exuberates that kind of class and the way he's dressed and the way he looks, he just exuberates that character.
And he could be a villain, but he's a villain obviously, but he could also be an anti-hero and somebody you can get behind as well. He could play that.
He had that tag team with Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, he has really different multiple personalities to his character, and that's like one thing that separates this guy from, you know, a Ricochet or something like that. Just the way he kind of, you know, is. I mean,
he's one of those indie guys that has a great character.
And I don't think I ever want to see him go. Yeah, you're right. I understand. I don't think I ever want to see him go to WWE just because of like the joke I think they would treat him as, but because he's such a badass on the independent scene, and you know, Rev Pro.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, he's doing great stuff in the UK.
He's ROH television champion.
I heard about that as well. I don't get a chance to watch ROH. Don't have the channel, sadly.
He's just great. I mean, I think I agree with you. He can't go to WWE because they would water him down so much, and he's perfect the way he is.
Yeah, and I don't think he needs to go anywhere. So good for him. Good for Marty. And number one, could it be any more obvious?
Honestly.
It's Kenny freaking Omega.
Kenny Omega.
And a lot of people have been hopping on this guy's dick ever since Wrestle Kingdom 11. But you guys got to watch just the things that he does that makes himself, honestly, the best wrestler. This guy, to me, I don't care what anybody says, he's the best wrestler in the world. It doesn't matter. WWE, New Japan, it does not matter. Stylistically, New Japan. No, he completely is the total package. I mean, the guy has a great look about him. His attire, his character. He speaks on a different level when he talks.
Oh, God, the way he speaks is so incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard someone the way he speaks. He's so convincing. He's so methodical. You can tell he's planning. It's perfect. He's such a good talker.
And not only that, but he can also be goofy and crazy when some of his promos and stuff like that when he talks as well. But like he can be cocky one moment, like you said. He can be really cold and kind of like, there's something boiling under the surface with his character as well. Like that's something that's really, really intriguing about the guy. And we're not even talking about his in-ring work and what he's able to do in the squared circle and like the stuff that he's able to do. Like
exactly.
Yeah, he's absolutely insane.
I think he's the best, one of the best, possibly Jericho, but one of the best talkers in the world. Just the way he makes himself sound, the things he says, and the words he uses. He's just so good. If you watch any of his stuff after New Japan or before the Wrestle Kingdom 11, the videos you sent me were absolutely incredible. But his promos, not even during that. His promo when he turned on AJ Styles was great.
Yeah, definitely. He's like, I had to like at one moment he's like really convincing you that like he's this and like he's having this emotion. The next moment he's like back and like, well, consider this as you're fired. You know what I mean? Like the way he talks like down the AJ Styles, and then like he's talking about how the Bullet Club is for life, and not only that, but yeah, everything that he does, man. I mean, everything. There's not much more than I could say that's already been said about how good Kenny Omega is, and a lot of people want to see this guy in WWE, and it's for good reason too. It really is.
But I don't.
I don't think that. Do I think he needs to go to WWE? Absolutely not. This man could have work for the rest of his life in companies other than outside WWE. And I think that he's not going to go to WWE. I think he's going to pull the wool over everybody's eyes when he just says, I'm in New Japan, I've already been signed, and stuff like that. Because he even said himself that he would be, he would feel, I don't know, not necessarily incomplete, but he would feel like he's missing something. I'm missing the word here, but like he didn't want to leave New Japan without winning the IWGP World Title. So I don't know if he wants to necessarily leave that per se. I mean, he's got work anywhere he wants to go.
I don't mean like I wouldn't want to see him in WWE. I would obviously want to see him in WWE, but he doesn't need to go there. Like he's so good now. And same thing with Marty Scurll. He doesn't need to go there. Same thing with Lethal. He's making a living out there, just in ROH and stuff. Like, obviously, Cody Rhodes is a success story. It's just these guys don't need to go there. Obviously, you would want to see them there, but the WWE, Kenny Omega once said that it's becoming a monopoly, where it just owns everybody. It has everybody there.
Yeah, and it's really sad. Like even the New Japan Pro Wrestling owner said something that WWE sees that cable is not, is going downhill. So they're trying to, like with the UK thing, you know what I mean? They're trying to
taking those guys like
they're trying to, and they're even going to get ICW on the network from what I hear, and they're trying to. Go ahead.
Sorry. Okay. Sometimes it just hurts the whole business when you do stuff like that.
Yeah, and like it's kind of like even what Vince was doing when he was kind of getting WrestleMania together, with the whole territories and stuff like that. And more territories there are, the better. I mean, they already have a working relationship with Evolve and Progress and stuff like that, and it's just I don't think that WWE needs to go and buy every little promotion, because that's what makes them thrive, and that's what creates the
I mean, look at how great the UK scene was before WWE came. WWE saw that and they said, you know what, we got to step up our game in the UK, so let's have this tournament. But it was just not necessary. Like, people are thriving in the UK.
Yeah.
Same thing with Japan. People are thriving.
And they're even thinking about doing a Japan tournament too, just like that, or a China tournament. I can't remember exactly which one they're supposed to do, but they're supposed to go somewhere in Asia and overseas as well. And they're just trying to put their name and their stamp in these places that they don't need to really do in the first place.
No, I think the more opportunities for people that want to wrestle, the better. I want to see indie promotions thrive, like how good ROH is doing right now, or how good Rev Pro is doing right now. Japan is killing it right now. Like, these guys are just starting. Like WCPW, they started, I believe, October, July of last year, and they're doing so well right now. I think they had like 3,000 to 4,000 people. They're not going to get 80,000 people or 100,000 people in one venue like WWE is, but they don't need to, because they want to be their own product, and it's been great. And WWE is becoming a monopoly. They have everybody, almost everybody, and people just don't need to go there anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think that, I think that, honestly, a lot of guys, you would think, oh, they're making the dumb decision for not going to WWE. They're not going where all the fame and fortune and everything is there. No, they're really not. They're making a wise decision because they don't want to limit themselves. They don't want to tear their body and kill themselves for 250 plus days.
And you can tell it's also hurting WWE with having too many people, having too much is hurting them.
Yeah, it really is. And Adam Cole going to WWE, of course everybody would love to see that. And of course everybody would love to see Kenny Omega. And every guy that we listed, they would love to see these guys on there. But they just don't need to go there, per se.
No, it's hurting them because they have so much talent. And then people complain when their guy doesn't get that spotlight.
And it becomes oversaturated to a point whenever WWE has everybody and every little talent, and what's left for the other promotions. Of course, you eventually got to build stars again. But say, just say for example, because it's our dream. Say me and you, we go into the independent scene, and we go to the UK, and we go somewhere overseas, or we go. It doesn't matter. But eventually, we build up a name for ourselves, and WWE offers us a contract and stuff. What necessarily do you do at that point? Do you continue?
It depends on what they are at that point.
Yeah, I mean,
if they put their stamp on everything, it's going to be hard to even get your name out there.
Exactly, because say if we try to be successful in the wrestling business, and Kenny Omega's already been scooped up, and there's really, I mean, New Japan's always going to be New Japan. There's nothing that's going to change there. They're always going to be New Japan, and they don't have nothing to worry about. But Ring of Honor, eventually, say if they scoop up a lot of the Ring of Honor guys, there's not much left for Ring of Honor. It's hard for Ring of Honor to survive and thrive. And a lot of the
look at a guy like Christopher Daniels. He has been on the indie scene his whole life, and yes, I am counting TNA as an indie scene because really, they've really never been anything more.
Okay.
And look at what he's done. He's done great things, and now he's challenging. I don't know. I haven't seen TV. Don't give me spoilers. But who the winner of Jay Lethal and Jay Briscoe to have a number one contender shot for the ROH champion. And he's just done so many good things, and he's still doing it now. And he's one of those guys that has been on his whole career on the indie scene, and he needs to go to WWE because he's made a name for himself everywhere else, and he doesn't need that one knock where they're going to have him on TV for 15 minutes one week and not use him for the whole next week. It's just...
And also with this draft thing, we kept hearing over and over again that WWE is trying to contact every old wrestler and all that kind of stuff and trying to scoop up talent from Ring of Honor and raid them and get NXT fired up so they can have a huge 90-man roster to fill both SmackDown and Raw. Well, you see what happens when you have like a 40-person roster on Raw. You have 3 hours of television and you have all these guys, like we were talking about the Cruiserweights just earlier. We were just talking about them, of how, how much, like I said, it's oversaturated, and it just becomes too much. And with this whole everybody goes to WWE thing, it's not the best option.
But I mean, granted, WWE is going to still be the main thing I watch because I have the best access to watch on WWE.
Yeah, and it's just the first love for any pro wrestling fan.
I think me and you both have really explored other options and seen what there is besides WWE and how great everything is.
Mm-hmm.
Like WWE, yes, they have great moments, great matches, great storylines sometimes, but there's other places that are just doing so well also.
I completely agree with what you just said there. And it's not like we're sitting here like, oh yeah, F WWE, who cares? No, we're not saying that WWE is the worst thing that we've ever seen. It's just saying that there's other options out there other than WWE. And I think that, like, to anybody that's never really gone outside of WWE and it's like really, and if they hear rumblings about these other people and right when WWE releases somebody, they forget to talk about them because they feel like they're irrelevant. You know what I mean? Like when Cody Rhodes leaves, it's like, oh, there goes Cody Rhodes' career, but it's not.
CJ Parker just had a great match with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
a lot of guys, some guys are even like leaving themselves. Like they're not waiting to get released and fired. Like Drew Galloway is a prime example of who is getting.
Oh, he's great. I didn't even mention him. He's doing great on the indie scene.
And we didn't even mention EC3 and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And there's a lot of guys out there that are just doing very, very, very well for themselves, and they don't necessarily need a WWE umbrella like we've said before. And yeah, this is just something that we've kind of wanted to talk about and speak about on this channel. I just thought it was a really good time and a good forum to do so. So yeah, those are my top 10 wrestlers, and just kind of the ones that are not in WWE, and then just the ones that are doing so well for themselves and can continue to do well for themselves as time progresses and goes on. For sure. And we left out a lot of people that, we could have mentioned as well.
Jeff Cobb, I love him. Pete Dunne.
Adam Page, Hangman Page, my boy.
I don't know if I would put Hangman Page.
I like the guy a lot. There's a lot. And
I think he's good, but I wouldn't put him in there.
I like him. I like the guy.
I know you would definitely put your boy Michael Elgin in there.
Oh my God, yeah, for real. But yeah, those are our list of people. Because this went for 50 minutes, I'm going to cut out the top 3 movie thing that we did, and we're gonna say that for the next podcast. So
holy shit, yeah, that's smart. All right.
That's sad. So that wasn't really necessary, but yeah, the next podcast is going to be me and Zack's Wrestling, or Zack's Wrestling and I, and then I'm going to slam it back down home with the pick. He's going to be joining me with my Royal Rumble 2017 predictions sometime this week, probably Wednesday. But yeah, this is going to go out on this Monday that you guys are seeing it. And then it'll be Zack.
Damn, 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's insane. Dude, we spent 30 minutes talking about this topic in particular.
Oh, shit. All right.
So, yeah, it took a while. And we just hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you guys stuck around to watch what we had to say and at least took a glance or a listen, then that's mad respect. And I really appreciate that for sure. Please comment down below some questions you might want to get answered. We'll even give you a shout out. I'll even type it up on the screen here. And it'll just be a fun time for us to kind of pick our brains about such like that. All wrestling related content. WWE and not WWE, as we discussed. So yeah, definitely hit us up. Like this video if you liked it. If you want to subscribe for the pick, really he stays on this channel more than he does the other channel, but if you want to check out some stuff that he does over there, Anything Goes show, the link will be in the description box below. Feel free to subscribe. We'll be doing more 146 podcasts. The pick is really just he basically is second to this channel. He owns this channel as much as me technically. because we are in a lot of videos together. And, yeah, we'll be doing a lot more.
And a lot of other things together.
Oh, all right.
Like, not sexual, guys.
Not sexual, but...
No.
I just wanted to say, I wanted to see where you were going with that, but...
No,
yeah.
but, yeah. They'll know it. They know what I mean.
What does he mean? I don't know.
Okay, well, I guess nobody knows what I mean. But you know what? It's a mystery. Only I know what I mean.
All right, okay. All right, so that's going to be it for us today on the 146 podcast, the second edition. Pick and I will be back for the fourth, and hopefully you guys...
You all suck!
All right, I'm going to close it off there. Deuces.